Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Parents of Queer Kids show. My name is Dr. Lulu, and yes, I don't have all the fanfare that my friend's YouTube channel has. She has all this music and all these images. I was like, I don't have any of that. But what I do have is some information for y'all. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Welcome. Whew, boy, do I have a lot on my mind today. So, if you don't know me yet, my name is Dr. Lulu, aka the Momatrician. I'm a pediatrician and a life coach and educator, a parent coach in particular, and an overall agitator of the governor of Texas. Add Florida in there while you're at it. So, my claim to fame is I'm a mom of a transgender young adult. Yes. And I am here to educate people that you can actually parent Black trans kids with joy. It's something that I'm learning because there's something called trans joy. So, welcome. Now, the first thing I want to ask y'all is have you heard of the Refuge app? Well, three questions. Have you heard about the Refuge app? Have you heard about gender neutral bathrooms? Those two things go together. The second question is did you know I have a brand new TEDx talk? Yes, TEDx Upstate SUNY, or rather SUNY Upstate Syracuse. Okay, that's the whole name. TEDx SUNY Upstate Syracuse. Did you know that? And then last but not least, do you know anything or have you heard anything ever in your life called GSA? So we're going to talk about those three things today. So we'll start with the first one, shall we? My brand new TEDx talk. So as you know, I speak and educate about parenting queer kiddos. It's my jam. I'm a queer person, I'm a mom, and I'm a pediatrician. And I know that there's a lot of things that people don't know. There's a lot of ignoramuses going around spreading false information. So if you've been given the information, like my coach says, if this were the cure for cancer, would you tell people? The answer is absolutely yes and yes. I am sporting my tech Texas Tech Mom t-shirt today. I wanted to show that in honor of my middle child who's going to be graduating from Texas Tech as an architect in less than a month. So yes. But yeah. So the TED Talk is about gender and it's about parenting. It's titled Let the Children Lead, parenting as students. So what I wanted to highlight there is the danger or potential danger. Okay, don't want to call it danger, but it is because it's life and death for some people. But the potential heartache you be saving yourself by not assigning gender at birth. So what do you do, Dr. Lulu? I don't have the answers. I don't have all the answers. My suggestion is just raise the kid as a kid. Don't say that's a boy toy, that's a girl toy. Give names, but don't give maybe gendered names. There are many, many, many names that are not gendered. And don't raise the child based on their external genitalia. That's it. That's what I'm saying. Yes, they're going to use their external genitals or those body parts. I think there's a new name for that. I forget. There's a new, like more gender, more inclusive trans name for that. I forgot what it is. But we're going to use genitalia because that's a common word for that. So just don't raise your children based on their genitalia. That's it. That's really the essence. That is what transgender children are suffering from right now, or that's why they suffer, because we proceed to assign genders to them at birth and then proceed to raise them based on the gender that we assign to them based solely on their external genitalia. And I think I've done a video before that talks about gender as just we talked about gender and sexuality, but I'll just do a quick definition again. Gender identity actually is what I'm talking about. So gender identity is a deep personal, okay, take out deep, but either way, it's a personal and internal. So those two things rhyme. personal and internal sense of who you are on the spectrum of male, female, somewhere in between, a combination of both, or neither. So it is something that only you know. Like no one can tell you your gender. I don't care who they think they is. They cannot tell you your gender identity. And gender expression by default is how you choose to show the world your gender identity. Like today, I want to wear this beautiful red hat. Now, most females might want to rock a hat that is red or pink or white. Maybe men might want to rock a different style hat, but maybe different colors, maybe more like grays and blacks and or off white. I don't know. I'm just guessing here. Maybe for girls, for me, I'm a girly girl, so I like to wear earrings. I like to wear, my hair in braids. I mean, this is just a way I like to express my gender identity because I'm a cisgendered woman. When it comes to a transgender person, they were assigned by you a gender that their brain does not align with. Their brain actually does not see their body in the gender that you assign to them. What a heartache. What a heartache for someone, anyone, anybody to feel like their brain is telling them that they're one thing and the whole world is telling them that they're something else. And this is where the mismatch starts, and this is where the gender incongruence begins, and this is the root of gender dysphoria, a whole nother day's conversation. But I wanted to introduce with the TED Talk because y'all are going to go check it out on their YouTube page, TEDx SUNY Upstate. My own video is not released yet. It takes about 46 weeks and then it'll be released. And then I can show you my own, just me, but you can go watch it there. I come in at 1 hour, 22 seconds, I've been told. I've not watched it. But also, I just wanted to highlight the fact that as a parent, I also struggled. I still do. I still mispronounce my baby. So I have to always be intentional, slow down, be present with my thoughts, and be intentional about saying her name, using her pronouns. She also goes by she, they. She also goes by they. But for ease of conversations, it might be easier to say they because I learned how to say they, them first when she first identified as non-binary. But now she's identifying as a girl, which I used to tell her when she was young, stop acting like a girl the entire time. So hello, right? So my brand new TEDx talk is titled Let the Children Lead, Parenting as Students. I want parents to not arrive on day one of parenting with their bags and this crazy notion that they already know their kids. They have all these dreams and plans and expectations of who their kids are going to become. There's nothing wrong with that, but just don't impose it on your kiddo, though. Just don't impose it on the kid. That's the catch. Because then the child has all this pressure to perform, pressure to not disappoint you, pressure to not let you down. And so that's what the TED Talk is about. Now, because we're talking about gender, I figured, gender affirming bathrooms. So maybe you don't know this, but recently I posted on my social media about the story about my birthday, March 11th. We went to Austin to spend the day because I love me some Austin. So before we left, my kid, I knew she had already used the restroom maybe about an hour before that. But then as we're about to leave, she's like, oh, I got to use the restroom again. I'm like, again? Why do you have to use the restroom again? And then it hit me, even before she told me, that as a transgender woman, while Austin is pretty, accepting and pretty affirming, it's going to be just a heartache to find a gender affirming bathroom for her. It's a heartache. And then she might go in there and somebody might lock the door and beat her up. People usually assume that trans people are the perpetrators, but really, honestly, 9 times out of 10, the perpetrators are the others. They're the ones that want to attack and beat up and kill trans people, especially Black trans women. I don't know why. They want to kill them. Like, if you don't like them, that's okay. But you don't have to kill them. I was like you. I used to get irritated by them. But I'm queer myself. So I get it. It's because society has forced us to believe that there's only one way to be, either male or female, which is really one way. There's no in between. And so there's this dissonance in our brains trying to make it make sense. I get it. But killing someone, hating on someone, is not recommended by any book, Torah, Bible, Quran. My book. It's not recommended. So don't do it. So anyway, that was why she had to use the restroom again. So I said, oh, I get it. So we ended up going to the restroom together. And then, of course, when I was done, because I wasn't thinking about it, I washed my hands and I left the restroom. It was later on that she said, Mom, by the way, if you're going to go into a restroom with a trans person, you can't leave them there when you're done. And I was like, all right. So the third thing I want to talk about today is, okay, so I wanted to use that as a segue into the second thing I want to talk about. My bad. The second thing, which is gender neutral bathrooms. I went to a hotel one time in Austin. I can't remember the name of the hotel, but they had gender neutral bathrooms. It was so amazing. So amazing to see, to be seen. A gender neutral bathroom in Austin. So I was so excited. It was kind of weird and kind of different and kind of just, I don't know. Men and women were coming in and going and coming in and going, but nobody did anything to anybody. It was just novel to me. But might I remind you that restrooms in the airplane are gender neutral? And restrooms at home are gender neutral. There's a third place that has gender neutral restrooms, and I can't think of it right now. But a lot of places in, I think it was India, Japan, I think, I forgot the other place, have lots and lots of gender neutral bathrooms. So it's a thing. Nobody's dying for using the same bathroom. I think Nigeria, actually, we just don't have the money to build multiple bathrooms. So they're mostly gender neutral bathrooms, but from when I remember growing up, but now I guess maybe not. But yeah, once upon a time it was. So that said, gender neutral bathrooms is the conversation of this thing that I'm going to talk, is the focus of this thing I'm going to talk about right now. The Refuge app. Refuge. R-E. Oh, I'm trying to type. I don't know how to type. Okay, it's not showing me. Okay, there. So REFUGEAPP. Refuge app. Boom. Y'all, it does exist. What this app does is it helps you find gender neutral restrooms. I want to say in the US mostly, but I'm thinking it's all over the world, because one of the things that the app does is like a Wikipedia for gender neutral restrooms. It asks people to, tell them if you find a gender neutral restroom somewhere, tell them where it is. And I cannot remember the name of that hotel. If I remember it is in Austin, I'm going to write in and I'm going to tell them, because it's an amazing thing. And when I posted about it on LinkedIn, some people actually chimed in. I said, oh my goodness, thank you so much for letting us know, because I didn't know. And if I didn't know, most people don't know too, or many people don't know too. So it's called the Refuge app. Go find it, subscribe to it, download it, use it. Someone actually said that they usually use gender neutral restrooms anyway. They look for that, even though I don't think they're trans, but they just, I guess that's what floats their boat. And so they use it. And so that might be you. So go find this app, download it, support them, tell them Dr. Lulu sent you. Matter of fact, I'm going to send them this link of this video, because I'm here making all this fuss about them and they don't even know. But it's something that, as a parent, that day just made me realize, oh my God, the things that we take for granted, something as mundane as using the restroom, you just go, you pee, you come back. For trans people, it could literally be life and death for them. Like, oh, yes. So Needless to say, the Refuge app made it to my brand new book titled About Your Black Transgender Child. Yes, it's called About Your Black Transgender Child. And God willing, this book is going to be out before June so that people, for the people for the parents whose kids are going to be sharing about their gender identity, and if they are Black, they can have the book. And also, I have this huge announcement that I'm going to be making soon that's going to concern Black parents or parents of Black trans kids. Look, the biggest announcement yet. So stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, I want to talk about the third thing that I wanted to share, talking about gender. So yesterday, I cried yesterday morning really hard because one of my friends sent me like just kind of like an SOS text message, wanted to know if I knew any attorneys. She's a doctor, she's queer, she's a psychiatrist, she's a woman of color, and she wanted to know a lawyer. Doctors do not want to hear the word lawyer. So I'm like, oh my goodness, what happened? So she told me that she went to a school, she got all her clearance, apparently, she thought. She spoke at the school's, it's a conservative school in Texas, and she spoke at the school's Gender Sexuality Alliance. And now the teacher who helped organize it is in hot soup. Not her, but the teacher. So I'm just thinking out loud, now that Texas is trying to take everything from everybody, I wanted to just draw attention to this club, as it were, in schools. Actually, my kid helped start theirs in their school here in San Antonio, Texas. And it exists, I think it starts like in middle school. It's called Gender Sexuality Alliance, or GSA. It used to be called Gay Straight Alliance, but the new name is Gender Sexuality Alliance, GSA. Okay, so that's a safe haven for children at school. I want you to understand that a lot of parents are homophobic. They say they love their kids, and I get it, but they're inadvertently, like I was, transphobic, homophobic. And because they don't understand what's happening, because they don't know what's happening, they're afraid. A lot of people are afraid of what they don't know. But like my friend Paul Ladipo said on LinkedIn, while they're afraid of what they don't know, they don't want to take the time to go learn about what they don't know. And so transphobia and homophobia continues. And so I want y'all to just hear me when I say this is such an important thing for your child, for children. And I say your child so he can land with you, because as far as I'm concerned, the future is sexuality neutral. The future is gender neutral, or like I like to say, sexuality queer and gender neutral queer. Gender queer. Gender fluid. I forgot what I said. I said something. I think the future is gender fluid. That's what I said. And therefore, sexuality fluid as well. So your kids are going to be sharing that they're not the gender that you thought they were. The percentages are going up. 1 in 5 people, I think, do not identify as straight. 1 in 5 youth. 30% of the young adults, millennials plus Gen Zers, do not identify as straight. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of people. And then about 6% of the young adults do not identify with the gender that they were assigned in the US, and about 5% of the whole world, young adults, do not identify as the gender that they were assigned at birth. That's a lot of people. We need to get with the program. We need to get with the program. I wish I had said this as smoothly as I said it just now during my TED Talk. My brain was like, ah. But yes, 6% in the US of young adults do not identify with the sex or the gender that they were assigned at birth. 5% of young adults globally do not identify. Go look it up. Go look it up. And these are only the people that raise their hands. I always want to say that because of the stigma involved, many people do not raise their hands. I am bisexual, proudly so. But for a long time, I was living stealth. I was living I knew I was bisexual, but I didn't tell anyone And I lived as a heterosexual woman because I was married to my ex-husband. Now that can happen with a bisexual person, but I'm not straight. So a lot of people hide. A lot of people hide. Anyway, I wanted to just end by saying if you're a parent, look into GSA, ask your kid about it, have an open conversation about it, encourage your child to ask their school about it because your child may very well be queer. And if they are not, they have friends who are. So if they know about it, they can tell their friends, and that may be the only saving grace we have until the Republicans who are just, may I just say fuck faced? Yes, I can because it's my show. Fuck faced, homophobic, transphobic, closeted evangelical Republicans will be coming for that soon. So let's help the children. Let's save our children. Today in America, gun violence is the number one cause of death for children, and they're worried about my transgender child. Whew. So that's all I had for y'all today. Thank you so much for listening. Please share this video. Please tell someone about it. Please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next Thursday morning. Well, I'll be on my way to California, so I'll probably do it early, or I'll do it when I get to Cali. All right, folks, listen. It's been so much fun hanging out with you. Me llamo Doctora Lulu. I'll see you soon on the internet. And yes, we shall continue our top 100 things, our just because things. I had some drama and I fell off the bandwagon, but I'll come back. All right, folks, I'll see y'all later. Peace, love, soul. Stay tuned for my upcoming brand new book about your Black transgender child. Stay tuned for the announcements I have for Black parents and parents of Black trans kids. Stay tuned for our brand new, our first ever, that's what I'm calling it, conference for parents of trans, non-binary, and gender expansive youth is coming in June. Stay tuned for, just stay tuned. Follow me on social media at Dr. Lulu Talk Radio, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter is Dr. Lulu Talk Radio. Facebook is Mama Trician, Momatricin. And LinkedIn is Uchenna, my government name, middle name Dr. Lulu, last name Ume, my government last name. I'll see y'all soon. But if you go to LinkedIn and type in Dr. Lulu, I'm the most popular Dr. Lulu on there. See y'all later. Bye and stream.